This is the Meteor F Mk8 REAPER premium plane. It was introduced to Gaijin maybe 3 years ago, somewhere in there. Lost track of time. I've been playing this game too much. Anyway, I wanted to show you the versatility of this plane, and I want to use scenes right from an actual game that I was in. Now, this always had only 3 bombs in it, but now it has 4. So you can do even more damage with it. Now, I use this plane specifically to get spawn points because it's an 8.0. To get spawn points to get into any of these others here. It's an incredible plane for an 8.0. Now, these planes used to be feared. People were terrified of them 4, 5, 6 years ago, 7 years ago. Because of the short clipped wing, they had a quick turn time. They are highly maneuverable, and they were fast. So everybody was afraid of them, and of course, because of that, Gaijin nerfed the crap out of it for a few years. But now it's unnerfed, and I want to show you what you can do with this plane. I'm going to do it first from the game itself, in me in the cockpit, first person, and then third person, so you can actually see the maneuvers themselves that I'm doing and explain as much as I can why I'm doing those maneuvers. So hold on, well, I get the replay up. Okay, so let's pick up this replay in third person from when they first appear and start coming after me. Now what you'll see off in the distance is a group of attackers. What these guys were doing that I discovered in the replay was trying to protect their attackers against 4 or 5 people from my team. But when they saw the bombs go off, I'm sure their very first instinct was, easy target, let's go get them. No spoilers here. I just about wanted to give you a spoiler, but I won't give you a spoiler. Anyway, so let's start from here. You hear them coming in. There they are. 2 Mk8s. And I head for the hills. My first goal is there's a battle going on up here. So I lead them to the battlefield, hoping our AAA will scare them off, maybe even hit one of them at the battlefield. Still on my tail. I'm doing about 732, something like that. I can't remember. Kilometers an hour. But you'll see why the Meteor F Mark 8, the one on the tree, was feared. People were always afraid of this plane until, as I said, Gaijin decided to nerf it. With the clipped wings at low altitude, it can pretty much outmaneuver anything. And see how I'm outmaneuvering these Mk8s. I am not allowing them to get guns on me. How I'm doing this without being able to see them from the cockpit is by sound. Stereo sound coming through my speakers or my headphones. See, I know where they are from this engine sounds. So I try to counter it. And the way you counter it, if he's on my right, if I hear the engine on my right, I'm going to turn right. Because I'm going to turn into him as much as possible. As you can see, what that maneuver did with both of them is they overshot me. So now I head right for my base and try to get as much distance between them and me as possible. So they're still trying to catch up, and I'm out of their gun range. Now my first clue that these should have been that these were not AI bots was the fact that when I made that maneuver and got out of their range and outmaneuvered them, that a bot would just take off. A bot would just say the heck with it and go. But these guys kept. Well, now I'm over my base. On come the air brakes, quickly slow me down, throttle back to 0, do a maneuver to cause me to go even slower, turn into them at the same time. So they overshoot. One now has a damaged engine. So he's lost power, so he's already at a further disadvantage in that he's at power. The other guy just zipped by me. So I dive back down to gain more speed again. Climb up for this guy. Now this is should have been my second clue. That these weren't AI. Watch this. Watch. He does a defensive roll. AI do not do defensive rolls. They fly in circles, but they don't do defensive rolls. The other guy crashed. The only one that's left is the guy with the damaged engine, who now doesn't have the power. He can't maneuver as well. He has to now think about not only me seeing his friend going down, but he also has to keep in his mind the AAA. So once again, I've gained enough speed to outmaneuver him. Dive down again, gain some speed, while the AAA keeps him busy. And whammo. So I highly recommend the investment for this premium plane. Of all the premiums out there, this is the one that's going to pay you off the most in return. Spawn points, helping your team, grinding out tier 6 and even tier 7. So don't hesitate to get this plane. Meteor, Mk8, REAPER.